David Carter had always dreamed of a quiet life. After years of renting cramped apartments in the city, he finally bought a home in a suburban neighborhood with perfect lawns, clean sidewalks, and tidy houses lined up in rows like soldiers. The sign at the entrance read, "Welcome to Meadowbrook Estates." To David, it looked like the promise of peace, but what he didn't know was that Meadowbrook Estates came with rules, strict ones. Every house had to follow the same guidelines. Lawns trimmed to a certain height, mailboxes painted a specific color, fences only white, never anything else. At first, David didn't mind. After all, he thought, what's a few rules compared to the comfort of finally owning a home? But deep inside, David had always been different. He wasn't the kind of man who believed life should be lived inside boxes. He valued freedom. He valued expression. When spring came, David decided to repaint his backyard fence. But instead of white, he chose a deep shade of blue, the color of the sky he remembered from his childhood summers in Montana, when he would lay in the grass and dream without limits. To him, the blue fence wasn't just paint. It was a piece of who he was. The next morning, there was a letter taped to his door. Notice of violation. The HOA demanded that he repaint his fence white within 10 days or face a fine. David laughed at first. It's just a fence, he thought. But as days passed, the HOA sent more letters. His neighbors began whispering. At community meetings, some even called him the rebel or the troublemaker. The pressure grew heavier. David began to doubt himself. Maybe they're right. Maybe I should just blend in. Maybe freedom isn't worth the trouble. One evening, sitting on his porch, David remembered something his late father once told him. Son, the moment you stop standing up for what matters to you, you stop living and start existing. That night, David made a decision. Instead of painting over the blue fence, he picked up brushes and turned it into a mural. He painted mountains, rising tall and unshakable. He painted a soaring eagle, wings spread wide. He painted a sunrise, symbolizing new beginnings. Every stroke of paint wasn't just color, it was defiance, courage, and hope. At first people laughed. Kids pointed and joked. A few neighbors shook their heads. But something changed. Slowly, people stopped mocking and started admiring. The mural began to draw attention. Strangers from other neighborhoods walked by just to see it. Some neighbors even told David quietly, I wish I had the courage to do something like this. One by one, small changes appeared across Meadowbrook Estates. A flower bed that didn't follow the approved design. A garden gnome placed by a mailbox. A colorful door wreathed in a neighborhood that once looked identical. The HOA tried to fight back, but they couldn't stop the ripple effect. David's act of courage had inspired others. Within a year, Meadowbrook Estates wasn't just a neighborhood of perfect white fences. It was a place where people finally felt free to express themselves. And it all started because one man refused to repaint his fence.